when we were planning this, I said, there really isn't anything more to say. We've said it all. So I think that I'm just going to read to you some words by a young writer from Gaza. Her name was Hiba Abu Nada. She was born in June 1991. She wrote novels. Her first novel, Oxygen is Not for the Dead, was published in 2017. And on the evening of October 20th, Hiba was martyred with her family under bombardment in their home in the Manada neighborhood of Khan Yunis. And I'm going to read to you today excerpts of her diary entries from October 7th to October 20th. October 9, 4:50 p.m. In every previous war, there was some kind of pattern to the entity's targets. One time it would be families, other times mosques, another time streets, another time border areas or town centers, another time high rises. There was some kind of plan for the explosions that we could grasp. We, the ones under explosions, and based on what we would deduce, we could deduce the goals and the trajectory and how long we could expect the war to last. This time there's no pattern. Everything is being bombed. Every precious war being squeezed into this war. Gaza from the north to the south being bombed in a chaotic, catastrophic manner. Mass butchery, senseless assassination of everything. But it is our endurance and our faith in God that allows us to look at the plains and become calm before we start to cry. Or when we start to cry after the silence and say, "Oh God, we have no one but you." October 9th, 6:30 p.m. Dear friends, we are entering a chapter in which we will be isolated from the world so that the city can be eradicated in the shortest possible time. A time when we won't be allowed to communicate with anyone inside or outside of the city. Night hasn't fallen yet and the shelling is like hell. Until then, cover us in a flood of prayer and send a message or even a word of steadfastness and freedom on our behalf. We entrust Gaza and everything within her to God, the Guardian, the Almighty. October 11 a.m. Gaza did everything she could to confront this oppression. She surpassed imagination, rose above the limits of the possible and impossible, smashed all the statues and prohibitions, invented a steadfastness that will be taught in history and ascribed to Gaza. And when the lies are shed and the politicians and their hypocrisy fall away and porcelain humanity collapses in on itself, Gaza will remain an incomprehensible, impossible legend, a world record that cities, civilizations, armies might only attain in an era of prophets and miracles. We have done what we must to reclaim our rights, to fight, to endure on behalf of the nation and all the oppressed in this world. There is nothing to regret or grieve. Before God and before ourselves, we are people with rightful claim. Our duty in this covenant was to endure and to strike. Everything else is left to God. In Him we have faith. In Him we trust. If we perish, it is a badge of honor. And if we survive, let us tell the tale and bring our story before the eyes of the entire world. Between the two, we have our rituals: tears, patience, sadness, remembrance, hope, and despair. And if we die to speak on our behalf, there were people here who dreamt of travel and love and life and other things. We are under the plains, and God is higher than they are, and higher than they are. October 15th. We are above building a second city, doctors without patience or blood, professors without overcrowding and yelling at students, new families without pain or sadness, journalists photographing paradise, and poets writing about eternal love, all of them from Gaza, all of them in heaven. A new Gaza, unbesieged, is coming into being. October 20th, 4:52 p.m. Before God, we in Gaza are either martyrs or witnesses to liberation. and we all wait to learn where we fall. We are waiting, O God. Your vow is true.